What's up, world? Hello, world. This your man BMS Gamer. This is my first video on YouTube, so I just want to go ahead and let everybody know what's what. I'm an advocate game player. Of course, you see my Spider-Man PS5 behind me. I have all the game systems. That's just my favorite one. It's the first special edition PS5. I had to buy it, but we just gonna go ahead and get straight to the topic. So the topic of today is the current state of gaming. I know a lot of people, they're gonna sit up and say, well, gaming is as big as it ever been. Is gaming really as big as it ever been? Because I've been feeling like the past couple of years, games just ain't really been the way they used to be. I remember the good days of games where content was good, gameplay was good, graphics was good, everything was good. And when I say the good old days of games, I'm talking about, the Dreamcast, PS2, original Xbox, GameCube generation, before online play was such a big deal. Yes, Xbox Live was around at the time, but it wasn't as, big as online gaming is now. And I feel like with, the consoles we have now, the PS5, the Xbox Series S and X, we ain't gonna talk about that. That's a whole nother video. And I want to say the Nintendo Switch, but the Switch really kind of came out before this current generation started, so the Switch kind of like falls in the middle. But too many people are worried about, well, I ain't gonna say people, I'm gonna say developers. The window for game development has become extremely long. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto 6, for example. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. Grand Theft Auto 5 had been on 3 generations of gaming. It originally came out for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Got enhanced, what they want to call it. Got enhanced again for the PS4, Xbox One. Now, it got re-released again for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And it's like, okay, so it has been 10 plus years, going on 10 plus years since GTA 5 has came out, and Rockstar has released one full game since then, and that's Red Dead Redemption 2, and I think that was in like 2018. I'm not going to include the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition because that within itself, I just felt like that was just a waste of time, and I don't know why Rockstar wasted their resources pretty much letting another studio redo their games when you already know how sensitive the gaming community is about those titles. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. But with me playing games for a while, my first game system was Nintendo 64. And from the N64, then I had the PS1, Sega Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox, etc., etc. So I remember times where you could just put, well, we're gonna exclude the Nintendo 64. I remember you could just put the disc inside the system, and you didn't need no update, you didn't need no first day patch. You put the disc in, the game, boot it up, and you could just play. That's what I miss. Sadly enough, those days are gone because games is nothing now but a license. It's really like a downloadable key. The disc is kind of useless. What's a good example? I don't really have none of that's a good example. Well, yes I do. Okay. Prime example, okay? Right here. Spider-Man 2, right? Now, when I first bought this console, Spider-Man 2 wasn't even out yet. Like, this console came out in September of 2023. Spider-Man didn't come out till October, but they released the PS5 first, and Spider-Man was a digital download from a code voucher if you bought the PS5 Spider-Man edition. So it kind of begs the question, when the PS6 comes out or whatever Sony decides to do next, will Spider-Man 2 still be playable? It kind of brings up that question. And the same with games like Alan Wake 2, which only had a digital release. Just like recently when Microsoft closed the Xbox 360 store, there was a lot of classic games on that system, a lot of classic games in that marketplace that never had a physical release. So it's like, to people that wasn't fortunate enough to download those games at the time when they came out, how would you be able to go back and play those games over? You can't, unless you already own them, unless you just one of them people in the world where you have a modded Xbox 360. Same thing with the PS3 when Sony decides to close down the online store for the PS3. We already seen it with the PSP and I think also the PlayStation Vita. We seen it with the Wii and that classic console, also the Wii U. So it's like the future of gaming looking real shaky. And, the prices of retro gaming is getting so expensive because the current state of gaming is horrible. I feel like developers are too focused on trying to make games look realistic. Like, let's be real, okay? The PS5 and the Xbox Series X, both of those game consoles are beyond capable of making games look beautiful, beyond reality. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. I don't get it. It's just, I feel like the gaming market is gonna go towards a crash, like it did in the earlier years of gaming. And I don't want to see that happen because I enjoy playing video games, That's my escape from my everyday problems, along with working, family, all that stuff. Playing video games help me get out of that array of things that I have to worry about, as well as other people that play video games, Xbox Live, PSN, Nintendo Online Network, as well as YouTube. Because I got into one-screen gameplay from looking at people like Porsed, Israel Gaming, Dashi, Corey Kenshin, those guys like that, they play an array of games, a lot of personality, beautiful personalities, and just to see how engaged they are and for you to pretty much do what you love to do and other people around the world enjoy it, I feel like that's like the best thing ever, But I'm gonna be honest, games haven't really been fun lately. I spent $600+ for this system. This is my second PS3. Not PS3, my bad. It's my second PS5. My first one was a launch model, the regular white disc model. I haven't bought a Slim because I don't see no reason for me buying a Slim. The Slim just looks very cheap to me. I don't see no reason to get it, and I haven't got a PS5 Pro because Sony hasn't done nothing to make me go out and spend $700+ on the PS5 Pro. I don't understand it. Hardly any games are 60 frames per second. Most of them are 30. As far as this whole native 4K thing, I don't understand why we have game systems still in 2025. We have game systems that have all this power and developers still can't make games native 4K 60 frames per second. I don't understand that. I don't get it. I feel like developers are too money hungry. They want to pump all their resources into downloadable content, map packs, stuff like that, instead of putting all the content on the actual disc where you could just, play it and, just get on with it. I miss those days of gaming. Current gaming, this current generation, I'm not gonna say it's a disappointment because we're like, what, four years in? So I'm not gonna say it's a disappointment because there's a lot of game generation that got off the ground slow, but this one has to be the slowest. And I feel like the reason it's so lackluster is because when Microsoft and Sony launched in 2020, the world was going through a pandemic, the virus was taking over, it was chip shortages, nobody could really get into these systems really until about middle of 2022, going into 2023 when you readily seen them on shelves. So it's like, I I don't really know what to say. You know, and on top of that, another topic I want to touch on is what happened to, what happened to good games, And they spend so much time remastering stuff. What happened to stuff that was really good? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm talking about Sony when I say this. Why did you remaster this? This is Ghost of Tsushima. This is not the director's cut. This is the original PS5 version. So you can see right there where it says Launch Edition. Y'all re-released Ghost of Tsushima for the PS5 for what? And then you turned around and did the same thing for Last of Us. I'm so tired of seeing remakes of Last of Us. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. Sony and Microsoft included. Sony has a big category of games that they just never dip into. What happened to Parappa Rapper? They never used that IP. They never used Sly Cooper. They barely use Ratchet and Clank. Like they don't even deal with Ratchet and Clank like they really supposed to. Like this the last Ratchet and Clank game we got right here. Ratchet and Clank Rift in Time. Now, well, my bad, Rift Apart. That was a cool game. That was an okay game, but I still felt like it could have been better. It's a lot of older IPs that I felt like was strived in this new world of gaming. What happened to Tenchu? Remember the old Ninja games? Tenchu, remember them? What happened to them? They was fire. Onimusha was fire. They need to remake that. I'm not gonna say Dynasty Warriors because I wasn't really into that. But Soul Calibur. What happened to Soul Calibur? Soul Calibur just disappeared off the face of the earth. What happened to Splinter Cell? Splinter Cell disappeared. Twisted Metal disappeared. Gone. 007 gone. Medal of Honor gone. They tried to release Medal of Honor, I think, like in the 360 generation. It didn't go the way they wanted it to go, and I don't blame them. That game was just, they could have took their time on that. It's no variety. It's no originality. I'm tired of seeing everybody playing Fortnite. Hey, don't get me wrong. I used to play Fortnite. I used to, but everybody want to make a battle royal now because of the success of Fortnite. And then when Fortnite came out, you seen PUBG go down the drain, gone, just out of here. What happened to the Burnout series? Come on, man. Burnout was perfect. Burnout 3, Burnout Revenge, perfect. Come on, man. That was a mix of a good racing game with a good arcade balance. It wasn't too realistic. It was arcadey. Everybody loved it. What happened to the NFL Street games? NFL Street. I understand, the EA has the license for NFL Street, but EA also made NFL Street. You can make that a thing again. NBA. 2K doesn't have the exclusive rights to NBA. So, the same team that went in to make NBA Live, y'all can make NBA Street. Folks going to arcade thing instead of being about a simulation. That went away. Project Gotham Racing, Microsoft on the Xbox. That went away. That was a good series. What else? Fable. I ain't seen another Fable come out recently. Guilty Gears. Bloody Roar. I would say Marvel's Capcom, but they just had like a little collection came out. I ain't played it yet. I'm thinking about getting into it. But I just feel like the originality when it comes to gaming has just went away. A lot. A lot. And it is so many IPs out here that could be re-released and reworked and do so much better with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. You don't see nothing. Developers are money hungry. They only worry about money. The more people they got playing their game online, the more they can stuff battle passes down your throat and map packs down your throat. A whole bunch of stuff that they could have been put inside the game when it first came out. But, they only care about money. That's it. But that was just the only thing I wanted to touch on. I might follow this up with another series. I don't know yet. I'm new to this. Just getting my feet wet. But eventually I'm gonna start streaming gameplay. I have a big catalog of games, both retro and modern. So it's no telling what I'm gonna be streaming. It could be a PS2 game, could be a PS5 game, could be Sega Dreamcast, could be Sega Saturn. You never know with me. It's random. I just love playing games because it's a passion of mine. But yeah. So like the video, subscribe. I want people to leave a comment because I want to know what's everybody thinking. I want to know what game series you want to see come back. I want to know which franchise you felt like has been abandoned and they need to put more love into. I want to know how you, as the viewer, as a fellow gamer, I want to know how you feel about the current state of gaming. But yeah, man, gone.